Okay, so this video is meant to show you how to connect your rangefinder and your speaker to your Arduino. So I'm going to quickly go through the schematic, and I've tried to color code it. So we already hooked up the rangefinder in a previous experiment, so you should kind of be familiar with this, where you've got the VCC going into the 5-volt line, you have the ground going into the ground line, you've got your trigger, which is represented by the yellow, going into pin 6, and you've got the echo, which is represented by blue, going into pin 7. We're adding a speaker now, so we're still going to have our speaker be connected to pin 12 on the Arduino, and that's supposed to be a green, it's hard to tell. But our speaker also needs to be plugged into the ground, and so this is where we're going to make use of our board. Previously, when we hooked up the rangefinder, all of the wires kind of flew off the Arduino, and we didn't use the board. But essentially, I'm going to show you how you would connect this to your Arduino and the board, okay? So let's move this kind of hopefully side by side there. So I have my speaker here. And the first thing I'm going to do is, because I have two things that are going to be plugged into the ground, I'm going to go ahead and jumper from my Arduino to my board, my ground line. And that is similar to what you guys did with the making music. Again, you can kind of see this. I've got my ground line, and I'm just putting it into the negative column on my board. So my ground line, here's my ground line, it splits. And so this is kind of like where I have this negative column represents, this column here is representing this line here. So two things are going to come off of that line. One is going to go to my speaker. So I just have a little jumper wire here. That's going to go from my negative column to my speaker. And then the other negative is going to go from, okay, remember you have your Arduino here, for my negative on my Arduino for my ground. So you can see here, this is my ground line, and for me it's this gray wire, and I just need to make sure that I plug this into my ground line. Let's plug it here so it's easier to see on my board, okay? Now, in terms of your speaker, the other end of your speaker here is going to go into pin number 12. So that is for me number 10, and pin number 12 on my Arduino is like this. So for those that kind of want to see a little bit closer, that's just our traditional hooking up our speaker to pin number 12. Now, the rest of the rangefinder is going to get connected as it did before, where you're going to have your voltage in line, your VCC. All right. Your VCC is going to get connected to the 5 volts, which for me is right next to my ground. So that red is getting connected to my 5 volts. And then remember that my yellow line, my trigger pin, is going to get connected to pin number 6. So for me, that's my yellow wire. That's going to get connected to pin number 6. And for me, my echo pin is the blue wire, and that's going to get connected to number 7. I'm going to try not to have it be so tangled. So again, my color coding kind of matches what I've drawn here, in that I have my yellow is my echo, it goes to set 6. Blue is, yellow is my trigger, and it goes to number 6. Blue is my echo, it goes to number 7. And then green here is my speaker, goes to number 12. Okay, and so that is your rangefinder with a speaker. So this is going to make it such that when something gets too close to your rangefinder, you kind of bring your hand there, then the speaker is going to emit a noise.